Welcome to Lone Star College Football. Tonight we are talking about Texas playing against Iowa State. But let's go ahead and start off the video to remind y'all to like and comment on the video and don't forget to subscribe. We
Yep.
are having a giveaway once we get to 100 subscribers, and the only way to get fully into that giveaway is if you subscribe and comment on a video. That way we know who is actually watching and interacting. We don't want to give it to some random person that's just subscribed just for a chance at the giveaway. But with that being said, Christian, tell them how it's going to go this week going against Iowa State.
Yeah. So we've got the Iowa State Cyclones coming to Austin, which is an important part on this because we're
I was
playing
about to
really
ask
well
for
at
that
home
because I wasn't sure.
to take on the Texas Longhorns. Um, the game is opening up at a 16 and a half point favorite, which is kind of weird because I felt like Iowa State played Baylor pretty hard,
Yeah,
but
Hunter
then
Deckers played
I
really
think I
good.
think yeah, I think Texas blowing out Oklahoma the way it did, and then Iowa State losing to Kansas State 10-9 is what made the spread so large.
Yeah.
Hunter Deckers, he's got 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Usually that sounds good. For some reason, when we play quarterbacks who throw a lot of picks, when they come to play us, they don't throw any picks. I
Yep.
don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. And people will say, oh, that just means your defensive backs aren't good. No, they are. It just means Hunter Deckers is going to go out there and throw a bubble, a screen, a slant, a drag, a quick out, and let Xavier
They're
Hutchinson just
gonna.
make plays, which that's not a bad strategy. He's good. It's just dink and dunking. I hate
Yep.
watching dink and dunk
That's what
offenses.
they're gonna do. I
Um,
guarantee
oh yeah, and I can't blame them. It worked for Texas Tech. If Texas Tech comes out and starts slinging the ball down the field, we probably beat them pretty well because
you.
Ron Watts and Deshaun Jameson are playing good. Um, really, our safeties. Trying to remember his name. Jaron Thompson. I keep wanting to say Josh Thompson. He's in the NFL now. Jaron Thompson, he's playing pretty good.
Yeah.
Jameer Johnson, he's a cornerback that's coming in, kind of rotating with Deshaun. He's playing all right. And then even though we have like a nickel linebacker, which for those of you who don't know, the nickel linebacker is basically a defensive back who can play linebacker. So he's playing linebacker, running like run stuff. But since he's a DB, he also drops back in coverage. It's kind of if you're playing a passing offense, you want a nickel linebacker in.
Yeah.
So we have like this hybrid defense of players who are simultaneously fast and good in coverage, but also big and able to load the box. So that bodes pretty
Thank
well
you.
for us. Our defense is playing pretty good. Right now, we're giving 7.8 points per game. I can't ask for much better than that. That's
No.
crazy good. I don't know when the last time I saw a Texas defense doing that. Um, Offensively, we're getting just under 39 points per game, which is pretty good. I think preseason, I think I told you once at work, I wanted to see that number over 40. So we're not quite there.
Stingy.
Um,
Stingy
I
is what you
know.
are.
Well, I think it was
Stingy.
last year we finished. Last year we had a bunch of like towards the end of the season we were at like 43, and then we had a really bad game against Iowa State. I think we lost Iowa State pretty bad last year, and it dropped us. But with that being said, the spread is 16 and a half, and it's kind of just it's kind of just a weird number because you look at the Big 12 and you're like, it's such a deep conference. Everybody can play with everybody. I don't know, man. What do you think? What are you thinking about this?
Um, I just want to go ahead and say something to Steve real quick. You see this receiver that they have, right? 57 catches, 604 yards, 5 touchdowns. If you know where that dude is and stay on him the whole game, your defense is gonna be pretty good. Like y'all aren't gonna give up
Yeah.
many points. Xavier Hutchinson is a great receiver. Um, I'd say he's probably top two or three in the Big 12, personally. Not
Yeah,
even
I
off
would
of
agree with
not
that.
even off of this year's stats, but just like his whole career, he's been great over there. Um, Brock, their running back, he's not one of those speed threats necessarily. He's more of like a run. He's gonna run up the A gap, run up the B gap, and he's gonna hit you before you hit him, or that's what he tries to do. Hunter Decker's he he played good against Baylor. Like their team played pretty good, except we shut Xavier Hutchinson down, which really surprised me with Baylor's young secondary. But I'm gonna try to stop talking about Baylor. This is y'all stuff, Christian. This is y'all stuff.
You good? You good?
But man, like y'all's defense is playing pretty good. Like I don't. They only average 106 yards rushing. Y'all allow 126. That's 106 is not a good number. Like their running back only has 394 yards and only 2 touchdowns on 78 carries. Compare that to Bijan having 110 for 645 and 10 touchdowns, but he's also sharing the ball with Roshan Johnson.
Where do you see what we're averaging, what we give up for rushing yards?
Whenever you go to your team stats, it's at the bottom where it says yards allowed. Y'all are also giving up 212 passing yards, but I have a feeling that this isn't going to be one of the games where y'all surpass 212. I'd be surprised if they get 200. Like I'd say they'd probably be around the 175, 150 range, honestly. Depending on how y'all play Xavier Hutchinson, because he is a fast and dynamic receiver, but it's one of those things. If you just kind of take him out of the game, they don't have much necessarily. Except they had one guy that played really good against us. I gotta go find his name. I think his name's like Miller, maybe.
Dude,
No,
I cannot find that. I can't find our yards allowed. What are you talking about? Team stats at the very bottom?
mm-hmm.
The very bottom of mine, it says miscellaneous, fumbles lost, turnover ratio.
No. Whenever you're looking at like the matchup, um, it's like under
Matchup.
the season leaders.
So click on the game. Mm-mm.
Are you on your phone?
Season. Yeah. Are you on
Let
the
me see.
computer looking at it?
Yeah, but I can always see it on my
That's
phone
fine.
too.
Um, one thing I was trying to look at that the running, rushing yards allowed because last week, we gave up. I mean, we give up to Oklahoma. All they could do was run. Uh, 156. So that bumped it up a little bit. Plus, I will say a lot of ours over the season, I'd done the math. We were giving up like 138 at one point, and if you took out the quarterbacks running, that dropped it down to like 104. Where are you
I'm on the matchup. I just scrolled down like under the pick center.
under the pick center? Oh,
Uh,
you know what? That's an ESPN Plus thing. It says to get
oh, is
exclusive
it?
pick center and analysis, you must be ESPN Plus. That's some
Sorry,
crap. I'll just
sorry.
do the math myself. Uh Regardless, yeah, I think the run game will be a big thing, but their running back doesn't seem 78 carries for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think if our offense plays well enough to control the clock with Bijan and Quinn, we find. Well, my question was to you, Xavier Hutchinson. All right,
Yeah.
he is 6'3", 205 pounds. We have two defensive backs that are our options. Ryan Watts, who's 6'3", 206. Okay. 16 tackles, 3 passes defended, no interceptions. Or do we do our number one defensive back, Deshaun Jameson, who is 5'10, but he's got 2 more passes defended and 2 interceptions where Ryan Watts has none. It's like, do we put him on our number one guy who's 5 inches shorter than him? And do we put him on our number 2 guy who doesn't play the ball as well? He's a better tackler, but he doesn't play the ball as well, and he has no interceptions. He's also to be fair, I think he's a true sophomore. Deshaun Jameson is like a fifth year senior. So
Okay. You said the other one was Watts.
yeah, it's Ryan Watts or Deshaun Jameson.
How I feel like I haven't seen too many like broken coverages from Ron Watts this year, as far as
I don't
like
think
it
we've
being
had
his
broken
speed.
coverages really all year. No, I mean
Yeah.
he's good. It's just
How's his speed though?
that I don't know.
Because
I don't really get to
Xavier Hutchinson is really fast. I mean, he's not crazy fast, but I mean, he's fast for somebody that's 6'3". I would,
Deshaun Jameson's crazy fast.
yeah,
Thinking he was, to be fair, he was our kick return specialist before Xavier Worthy showed up.
one of like things like that is like I like having a big corner. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to lean Ryan Watts just that way. It's not one of those things that they can be like, all right, let's just throw a jump ball. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what
That's
I'm
my
concerned
biggest
with.
concern. Would be
But if we have a safety over top helping, might be okay.
yeah, but their second receiver, forgot his first name, but Noel. If you remember, that's the guy that they gave the ball to against Baylor. That's why Xavier Hutchinson
Yeah.
got held to like 3 catches because that dude was playing
Yeah.
crazy. So it's one of those things is that I don't know how tall he is, but I would probably personally put Ryan Watts on Xavier Hutchinson. But it's kind of one of those things. It's 50-50. Like the dude, got his name, his other corner.
Noel is 5'10, so he's the same size as Deshaun
See,
Jameson.
that's one of those things. Is like, okay, this is a better matchup, height and weight wise, probably. But the
Yeah.
more experience might be better too at the same time. So I'm not sure. I would lean towards Ryan Watts.
Yeah. Um, at least they could just do let Ron Watts start out over there. If the first quarter is going poorly, just flip them.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, those are pretty much our biggest matchup is going to be Xavier Hutchinson and our defensive back, and then Xavier Worthy and their defensive back. Who can
Yeah.
stop who? I think at quarterback we win the talent. At running back we win the talent. Receiver
Caleb
Worthy,
Robinson could win the matchup at running back.
yeah. Hey,
Like, that
don't
dude's
say that like a
crazy
negative
too.
thing. Caleb Robinson's dope.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Uh
Like he doesn't have the stats, but he's dope. Like because he's behind Roshan and Bijan, it's like,
yeah.
what are you gonna do here?
It's gonna be a whose receiving core would you rat would is gonna play better? Is it gonna be Jatavion Sanders, Whittington, and Worthy, or Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson, and their best tight end, Deshaun Hanukkah, 5 receptions for 80 yards. So I mean, to be fair, Hutchinson and Noel, between the two of them, have more receptions and yards than Worthy and Whittington. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're better.
I'd take
They
Texas
played
any day.
South. They played Southeastern Missouri, Iowa, and Ohio. Not Ohio State, Ohio.
University of
So
Ohio.
also, real quick, in the last 2 weeks, they've only scored 20 points total in the last 2 games that they've played. So their offense isn't scoring a lot currently. I'm hoping we can make that 3 weeks in a row,
Oh,
hold
y'all
them
will.
under 10.
Y'all will.
That's my goal. And if we hold them under 10 and score about 45, I'll be happy, happy, happy.
Shout out Duck
But
Dynasty.
yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. You got anything else to add?
Um, Not that I can think of. I think Xavier Worth is gonna have a better week this week for sure,
I
as
hope
far as
so.
yards.
I'm at the point where I'm enjoying watching Jordan Whittington get the ball
Dude, I love watching
and
him for sure.
Jatavion Sanders get the ball. But every time I see that ball flying through the air, I'm like, come on, let it be number 8. I just
And there's a
just want to see
no
him.
call PI right there.
Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, I was said in a video earlier, it's team over individual player, and he's playing a big role, even though he's not getting the yards. He's taking away coverage. That's letting Jordan Whittington and Jatavian Sanders get open, like butt naked open over and
Yeah.
over and over again. And it kind of sucks for him, but I think he, due to the fact that I haven't seen anything, like I haven't seen him get mad on the sideline. I haven't seen him throw a helmet. I hadn't seen him go and yell at the quarterback. I think he's okay with that role. He's okay with he wants to win. Let's
Yeah, I
win.
mean, I think he's a pretty good guy. Like, as far as I haven't seen him in trouble, haven't heard anything about him being in trouble,
No.
haven't seen anything, I haven't seen anything on the sidelines. He seems like a really good, humble guy, which is great for y'all.
Yeah. And him and Quinn actually posted today an NIL deal that they are in together with Sonic. So that's pretty dope for him. And
That's
you know
dope.
what? One thing about him, I'm glad he's getting NIL deals because if you remember during the offseason, there was an unnamed school who offered Xavier Worthy X amount of dollars to put his name into the portal. So
Can I make a guess at who that was? I know we'll never know.
is
I
that
wouldn't
your
even say
guess?
them. I was gonna think USC with Lincoln Riley.
Probably, probably.
Like, you gotta think they got Jordan Addison over there. Imagine if they had Xavier Worthy over there. And you know that they're dishing
Yeah.
out money. That's why Jordan Addison went there instead of Texas.
Can you imagine if we had Jordan Addison?
Yeah, and
Could you
imagine if
just
y'all had
imagine if
Jai
we had
Hall.
what if what if we do have a Jai Hall?
No,
He's playing now. He's not suspended anymore. He doesn't have many stats.
I was gonna say I didn't recognize him being out there.
He's only got one catch on the season. Uh what if we just had Isaiah Nayor, who he tore his ACL
That's what I was
in
thinking of was
summer
Isaiah
ball.
Nayor.
Or we're
Sorry.
still people don't realize we're still missing a starting receiver. That I hate to say it, but Jordan Whittington would probably be our number 3 if we had Isaiah Nayor. And Junior Angulau, a starting offensive lineman. With how
Yeah,
with how good our offensive line's been playing,
dude,
theoretically,
y'all's two freshmen have been
should be a little bit better.
playing crazy.
Dude, Kelvin Banks, I'm telling y'all, check out our TikTok. The last one that I posted, guys, is Kelvin Banks blocking the guy to the end zone like Michael Orr in the blind side. He was like,
Going,
I'm sending him back to Norman, sending him back to
Michael, where are you
Oklahoma.
going? I thought it was time for him to go back to the bus.
uh, but anyways, that's all I got for it. It's gonna be a good game. Quinn is back. Our offense is moving.
Yes, sir.
Um, we're coming off of a great week. We got to beat the Sooners, so that always put a smile on your face. We sent Brent Venables back to Oklahoma. He can uh, go find his water hose and
Shove it.
go fully insert
Everyone knows
that,
where.
and yeah, maybe they can
Just
come up with
glowing,
a
going.
scheme. I don't know.
Be all right.
Y'all can find him at L Patterson _3, and y'all can find me
Yeah.
at Christian H _88. Appreciate y'all.